Welcome to the Penalty Kick Podcast. I'm Mike Gio, and we need to go over what's going to happen on the pitch. I know we kind of spoke about what's going to be happening off the pitch, but what's happening on the pitch is the most exciting, the most important. That's why we are all here. That's what I cannot wait for. And it begins with the coach, because the coach is going to set the lineup, is going to set up the players, how they're going to play. So we need to go over the coach. The coach for San Diego FC this year, Mikey Varas. Mikey Varas has not been a professional head coach for all too long. He's only actually been a head coach professionally for 2 games, and both games were for the U.S. men's national team when Greg Berhalter took a step away for the second time. And if you like chisme, go look up what happened to Greg Berhalter and Gio Reyna. It is insane. It is interesting. And there is just so much happening in that story. But to not digress too far, Mikey Varas was an assistant coach on the U.S. men's national team. Then he took a step in for Greg Berhalter when Greg Berhalter was let go. He coached 2 games, one game which he ended up tying, and one game in which he ended up losing, but really tough situation to be put in. He ended up losing 2-1 to Canada and then drew 1-1 versus New Zealand. So there's not too much out on Mikey Varas as a professional head coach and coaching, individuals that often make more money than he does, which creates a absolutely different dynamic, right? But to begin, Mikey Varas, born and raised in the Bay Area, so big shout out to all the Bay folk out there. I was born and raised in the Bay Area myself, but San Diego is home, and hopefully San Diego will be home for Mikey Varas for a long time, and hopefully he succeeds in everything he does as SDFC coach. But he is Chilean-American, fluent in Spanish, actually played a year professionally in Chile, which I think is just great experience. Those leagues in Chile, in Mexico, even the MLS, in Croatia, all over the world, they all approach the game differently, and it's good to gain that experience because this is an international sport, so we need an international lens on how we're going to play, not only an American lens, but again, Chilean lens, Mexican lens, Croatian lens, English lens, like those are all just super important. So I love that experience for him. But professionally, as a coach, he's mostly done youth programs, and he's worked in academies for, FC Dallas, coached the under 12s, under 17s, under 19s. So he has a lot of experience coaching youth players. And I think that's part of the reason San Diego FC actually brought him here, because of the Right to Dream Academy, because they do want a good pathway for youth to come in to San Diego FC professionally. So I think that in and of itself is a glorious reason to hire Mikey Varas, and I think that was a big part in doing that, considering he doesn't really have much head coaching experience when it comes to professional level players. But he has been dominant everywhere he's went. He was really good for the U20s. He's actually won 3 titles in the CONCACAF Championship for the U20s, United States men's national team. So I think that's huge. Also was an assistant coach for professional teams, again, such as, FC Dallas, the U.S. men's national team under Greg Berhalter. So he really specializes in player development. And obviously it seems like he can create really good, strong connections with players. I really don't know if there could have been actually a better hire at coach, because just looking around at the available coaches, it's hard to bring big names into the MLS, and I don't really know if there are big name coaches in the MLS. Even the U.S. men's national team currently has moved away from only hiring and only selecting U.S. nationals, United States nationals, to coach the U.S. men's national team. They just moved to Mauricio Pochettino. So he's, from Europe and is brought in, and I think he's going to be a great coach. So I don't know if we could have, gotten a better name with all things considered. So I think Mikey Varas is the right gentleman for this job. Love his experience coaching the youth, has some head coaching experience, and has done great at all his assistant coaching positions. So I think that's going to be a huge benefit. He has shown to be a proven winner most places he's went. So I love that, because I think winning is a mentality. Winning is more than just X's and O's, even though that's obviously a huge part of the game. But winning honestly takes something different. It takes a cohesion. It takes a clubhouse or a team to actually truly come together, be kind of almost like a family, have each other's back, play hard for each other, play hard for the team, play hard for the badge. And so I think Mikey Varas can instill that into the team. I will say it's not a good look to lose 2 games to teams you probably should have beat, even though Canada as a national team has been doing awesome and phenomenal and has been improving just a whole ton. But to call a spade, the U.S. men's national team is expected to beat a team like Canada. They are expected to beat a team like New Zealand, and that didn't happen. So those were things that were a little bit worrisome. However, tough situation, so I'll give the benefit of the doubt. And like I said, proven winner throughout. What else can we glean from Mikey Varas? Well, I've been watching a few of his interviews and trying to understand his style of play. The formations that he usually uses and tries to use is a 4-3-3, so 4 defenders in the back, 3 midfielders, and 3 attacking players. This formation is widely used in men's soccer. It's probably one of the most popular formations as of right now. A lot of top teams use it, especially if they have great attackers and great wing play. So that usually is necessary. The way the team is constructed, I don't know if that would be the main formation. So he does also a 4-2-3-1, 4 defenders in the back, 2 center defensive midfielders helping the back line, also can be used to pass the ball forward to the more attacking midfielders and wings. And then you have a 1 up front or 1 striker who is playing the attacking and playing off of the center attacking midfielder, as well as the wings that are probably going to be bombing up. I think that might be a better formation. I also think it's going to allow more stability in the middle of the field. I do worry sometimes when teams are new, they haven't had as much time to build cohesion, to build unity, because this team is just going to have the preseason. Some teams have been playing, their core members have been playing, on that team for multiple years, and their cohesion is there and has been there. This is going to be a little different. And with the 4-3-3, you're a little bit more open. There's a little bit more free space. So that could cause problems in defending. And if you do not have cohesion defending, you will be scored on a lot. And you see that quite a bit. Manchester City right now, even Real Madrid, those are teams that aren't very cohesive in the back line right now. And they're some of the best teams in the world. And they're letting a whole heck of a lot of goals go in. So I think the 4-2-3-1 might be a better formation for Mikey Varas in this team. When he coached the U.S. men's national team, he used 4-3-3 once, and then he used a 4-2-3 once as well. So that doesn't really give us too much tell into exactly what he's going to do. But also, when watching some of his interviews and understanding the philosophy, not only his philosophy, but it seems like a philosophy even in the Right to Dream and almost in the organization as well. They said they want to welcome pressure. They want to welcome the defense to kind of press up on them when they have the ball. What this will do, especially if you can pass, allow space for your attackers to get in behind, to run down wings, balls over the top. But also, if you're quick at passing, you can break down the lines, because again, if that defense doesn't have cohesion and they're trying to press and attack us on the defensive end, we can break their lines with nice passing, with good movement, with over-the-top balls, which then gives us space. And one thing that I've noticed about this team, especially the wingers, they have some speed. And so San Diego FC is going to try to exploit that space in the back. And so 4-2-3-1 looks like the solid call. But also, there could be some problems inviting pressure and allowing other teams to kind of press up on you and bring them closer to your goal, even though you have the ball. And that's turnovers, right? Turn the ball over really quickly. Boom. Next thing you know, 1-2 passes a goal. Or sometimes it's the goalkeeper passing the ball to defenders and midfielders. But not a lot of goalies are great at passing, which then again causes turnovers. You lose possession. The other team's going to hit you with a goal. So I see that this could be worrying, and I think the 4-2-3-1 is definitely how I think they're going to line up. And then once we break down the roster, we'll definitely get you that starting lineup, because February 8th is when the first preseason game starts. So let's get ready for that action. Can't wait to see the team on the pitch. Can't wait to see the starting lineups and what they look like. And I cannot, the best part is breaking down the actual game. Understanding how teams like to play, understanding, does your philosophy actually show up on the field, or is it disjointed? Are there a lot of turnovers? Are we losing? Are we winning? What can we glean from each and every game? I think it is going to have to be a progression, because this team is not going to be familiar with each other. This team's not going to be familiar with their coach. This is, again, a first-time MLS head coach, and the head coaching experience that he does have is either all youth or as an interim head coach for the U.S. men's national team. We need to see how he performs, because the team is going to embody his philosophy of soccer, but also going to embody his mannerisms. How does Mikey Varas look on the touchline? Is he cool, calm, collected? Is he confident? Is he running up and down maybe the sideline and yelling and looking jittery? And so is there a nervousness, right? What is he instilling in the team while he's out there? And so even though he's not on the pitch, his fingerprint is going to be on every moment of this game. When are you going to make your subs? How does he act when he goes down one goal? Does the mannerisms change? How does he act when he's up one goal and he needs to hold on to the lead? Those are going to be the big questions that we're going to have hopefully answered coming up, not only in the preseason, but most definitely during the regular season. So let's get geared up. Let's make San Diego the finest soccer city in America. So get ready for the season. Let's get ready for the roster in the next episode. I'm Mike Gio with the Penalty Kick Podcast. I'll see you in the next one.